So we begin now with the explanation of the chapter further. This is the explanation 2. Healthcare in India. Healthcare conditions in India are very poor. Let us discuss some facts. First, daughter, in spite of India being one of the poorest countries of the world, it has the largest number of hospitals and medical colleges in the world. So, no, first daughter only tells you that the condition of health in India is very poor. But at the same time, we have number of medical colleges and hospitals, yet the condition of the country is among the poor countries of the world. The next daughter, India produces almost 15,000 doctors every year. Can you imagine the amount of doctors we have? Yet the conditions are not healthy. Number three, people in India have ill health because the majority of its population living in the rural areas does not have access to hospitals and well qualified doctors. Now, why India basically feels this condition of being in among the ill health countries, not healthy countries, because the people are not very, they're not very equipped. The people in the poor areas, they don't have access to the hospitals. Plus, they are very expensive. Who's the one who's opened the mic and continuously making chirping sound in that? Switch off your mic, please. Number three, I'm sorry. People in India have ill health. Sorry. Number four, most medical practitioners want to cities. I will cancel this class, I'm telling you. I have no intentions of. This is totally wastage of time. ये कौन है ये together mode? I don't want you in my class. Who's this large gallery? I don't want that child in the class.
Actually, these are bots.
What are these
Yes, ma'am.
bots? What is this? What does this mean?
Ma'am, when they come in the class, then they end call for everyone.
Acha.
Yes, ma'am, it happens.
Is there any way in which you can just keep throwing them out? Just as I have thrown them out, please make sure whenever they come to the class, one of you keep a track of it, keep listening to the lecture and yet throw them out. Will you do it?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So coming to the next point, most medical practitioners want to practice in big cities where they have better and bigger opportunities. Now, obviously, the doctors who are working, they would prefer big cities instead of villages. So, because there in big cities, they have better opportunities, plus they have a lot of money. Then next is villagers often have to travel miles before they can get medical treatment. Now, before anyone could get a medical treatment, they need a lot of money to just Jot Singh get lost. See how disturbing you all could be, opening your mics for no reason. Now, today, if you're not interested in studies, we can stop the lecture right here. Because in these 4 minutes of recording, half of the time I'm distracted and I'm holding you all. Now I'll not put my screen to any mode. I will keep this open. And if I see any misbehavior here, I'm going to throw you out. So the villagers, they have to travel miles to get the medical treatment. Then next daughter, a report says that there were 11,174 hospitals functioning in 1991. The number grew to 18,218 in 2000 and has increased to an even larger number ever since. So they are telling you that is in India we have massive number of hospitals and they are increasing in number. Yet we have not been able to achieve our full 100% in providing health facilities to each and every citizen. The next quarter, though India has a large number of hospitals, as many as 5 lakh people die of tuberculosis, that is TB, every year. This number has not changed since independence. So they are telling you that even today, the people die out of this disease called tuberculosis, and still in India, we have not been able to put a check or control this particular aspect. Okay. Then they talk of the third next quarter, almost 2 million cases of malaria are registered every year. A case such as malaria, that is spread from mosquito bite, there is no sign of decrease in the number. That means people still die out of these small but very deadly ailments. India is the fourth largest producer of medicines in the world. A large quantity of medicines is even exported to different parts of the world. So we all know that India is one among the largest. It is fourth in number in production of the medicines. Yet we match up our we do not match up with the good health conditions, and it is the country which also exports its medicines means it gives to the other countries. And if you remember, COVID-19 medicine is also being exported, okay, to other countries so that they can use it. Next, it is said to say it is said to say that we are not able to provide clean drinking water to all. It is said, Yoga, it is sad to say. We are not able to provide clean drinking water to all. It may be noted that 21% of all communicable diseases like diarrhea, worms, hepatitis, etc., are waterborne diseases and spread due to contamination of water. So we all know that because of poor drinking water, the water is not clean for drinking, and this spreads results in the spread of various waterborne diseases like diarrhea, worms, hepatitis, etc. Then come to that green box. India gets a large number of medical tourists every year. Many patients from Pakistan, Sri Lanka, Bangladesh, and other Asian countries visit India for treatment in hospitals that offer world class facilities at low cost. So, we all know that we have a great amount of medical tourism also. That means the sick patients from countries like Pakistan, Sri Lanka, Bangladesh, they visit India because of the good medical facilities provided here to get the ailment cured and at a very cheap cost with all the prominent facilities provided by the hospitals in India. The last quarter, many patients travel to India from neighboring countries for medical treatment. This is called medical tourism. So, what is medical tourism? Sorry, what is medical tourism? It is that the patients who travel to India for getting their ailments cured, for better medical treatment. So that is called medical tourism. Looking at the fact that there are so many hospitals and phenomenal medical advancement, it is not true that the government is not able to provide good health services. If people from foreign lands can get themselves treated in the best of hospitals here, why can't the government make available the same facilities to its own people cheaply? So now there's a question mark to summing up all of this heading. They say that India has been very hospitable for the other neighboring countries for its medical advancements. Uh, it is providing good medical treatment here. So now it's a question mark that why can't the same medical facilities be provided to people here? Now the reason is that people in India are quite poor, and to provide medical facilities to all is very complicated. People are still backward in their thinking. Most of them who suffer from bad health or poor health or malnutrition, they do not even visit hospitals. They still prefer the deliveries at home. The female deliveries which take place still in some backward areas, it is happening in the houses only. They do not prefer going to a maternity hospital. They prefer doing it at home. So all these things and the backwardness because of the illiterate people living in India and the poor people, the condition of health still needs a very large perspective to prosper because the people basically are not aware right now. Okay, then we take up public and private health centers. Okay, so we read this public and private healthcare services. Now, health services are broadly divided into two categories. Number one, people having low income go to public or government hospitals and dispensaries. Now, obviously, the public means the one which is run by the government, and private means the one which is owned by a particular person or a company. Now, there are two types of public healthcare services. One is uh, there are two types of healthcare services. One is public healthcare service and the other is private. So now the public is the one in which has low budget, which is run by the government and has is at low income, people with low income can go there. Now, the second order, those with better means visit private hospitals and nursing homes where they get good facilities. A majority of people in India cannot really afford the high expenses of private nursing homes and health clinics. Now, the private hospitals, etc., they are very costly. They maintain a very high profile working. The treatment here is very expensive, which is not easily affordable by the common poor people. So they prefer going to public hospitals or public healthcare services, whereas the rich and well-to-do people, they go for private health centers where they could get nursing and good facilities by paying a lot of money. Let us read the story of Hakim Sheikh, who was a member of Paschim Banga Khet Mazdoor Samiti, PBKMS, Paschim Banga Khet Mazdoor Samiti. So Hakim Sheikh was a man who was the member of this particular committee or Samiti. It is an organization of agricultural laborers in West Bengal. Now, people in West Bengal, they have this organization of the laborers, which is known by this name. One day in the year 1992, he means Hakim Sheikh, okay? He accidentally fell off a running train and suffered massive injuries. He was rushed to a government hospital in Kolkata but was refused admission and treatment because of non-availability of a bed. The next hospital did not have specialized doctors to treat him, so they also did not admit him. From one government hospital to another, he went in search of one that would admit him. After some 14 hours of running around, he could get medical treatment in a private hospital. This private hospital charged him heavily for his treatment. Sheikh was so upset and angry that he filed a case in the court. He was right in his action. It is our basic right to get proper and timely treatment at government hospitals. It is the government's responsibility to safeguard the right to life to every individual. Therefore, in the case of Hakim Sheikh, the court directed the state government to reimburse the amount of money Hakim Sheikh spent on his treatment at the private hospital. So now, sorry. Here's the story of a person called Hakim Sheikh who was working as in this Samiti called Paschim Banga Khet Mazdoor Samiti. Now it was an organization in West Bengal, and in year 19 1992, Hakim Sheikh was traveling in the train when he fell off from the train by accident and he suffered massive injuries. He was very badly injured. And when he was rushed to the hospital, none of the government hospitals took him. The first one said they didn't have proper beds. The beds were short, so they could not admit him. Then he was taken to another government hospital where the doctors were not specialized enough to deal with that particular injury. So then, after struggling for 14 hours, he was finally taken to a private hospital where the treatment was very expensive. Now, once Hakim Chand got fit and fine, he was very upset with the bill, the huge amount, and he filed a case against the government hospitals saying that it is our basic right to get the proper treatment, for any particular problem, and the hospitals have to give us this treatment. It is the government's responsibility that they should safeguard the life of every individual. Now, the court also decided in Hakim Sheikh's favor, and they said the court directed the state government, that means the West Bengal government, had to reimburse the amount. That means they had to pay back the bills, whatever expenditure Hakim Sheikh had to give in the private hospital, that was paid back to him by the state government. Is this much clear to all of you?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.